so much for that report. I wanted to take a look at shares of Nvidia, folks. Welcome back to the show. Because Nvidia and the group overall has really come under pressure. In fact, Nvidia shares have fallen 45% since the beginning of this year. It's due to report its earnings tomorrow afternoon. So I'd like to give you a head start, take a look at Nvidia, discuss the semiconductor sector with our panel. Beth Kindig is with us, CEO and lead tech analyst at IO Fund. And Hatim Diab is with us, managing partner, Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management. Thank you both for being with us. So right off the bat, Beth, how are you feeling about Nvidia?
My firm is long Nvidia. They have beat on revenue and earnings both for the past 12 quarters. This is a seasoned management. They usually do a very solid job on guidance. So if history is any indication, we should see a meet or a beat on Nvidia tomorrow. A quick note on gaming, Nicole. I believe that any weakness from crypto mining should be fully priced in at this point. Gaming had already slowed from about 61% growth in the fiscal year to 37% growth last quarter. What all eyes are on data center, of course, that is just a blowout revenue segment. It had higher growth in the quarter compared to the year, 71% compared to 58%. The A100 GPU has been driving a lot of this growth, and they now have announced Hopper, which is a new line of the GPU that should cause quite a bit of excitement from analysts on the call.
Got it. So you're going up with the expertise of this management and the guidance that has been pretty much on point. What do you think, Hatim? I mean, do you think that there are other factors that could come in here, such as Apple's, VR, AR headset coming? Are there other things that could jostle the numbers?
Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Thank you for having me on. You know, we ascribe at owning some of the best businesses, and Nvidia is probably up there. I will agree with your guest. You know, best in class team that's managing, really on point with their guidance all the time. They know what they're doing. We're Nvidia is beyond the data center, which I think it's a huge growth area. The VR AR space, which is still really hasn't really grown. It's not there yet. Is going to be, which is I think is the next phase of computing, or at least the next modality. Nvidia is going to be a huge player in there. And then the fact that Apple last week said that they showed the new VR headset, which means they're going to have one in the next couple of years, will be a huge growth area for Nvidia, because they're going to be able to make all the chips.
And as we talk about making chips and going forward and some of the supply constraints, for example, Beth, you were looking at saying that we're willing to bet the timing on Ethereum. That's something that you were looking at as not being too much of an issue. Tell me a little bit more about the outlook that you're sort of setting up for here while your company is long on Nvidia.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what we saw is that Nvidia was increasing its inventory purchase obligations. This means the company is forecasting demand to be stronger than supply. And what we want as investors is that supply constraints don't ease while Ethereum merges to proof of stake. So Ethereum is planning to merge proof of stake, we believe, in September. We believe supply constraints will ease more into 2023. So the timing there is right now very good in terms of not too many gaming GPUs being dumped onto the market. Obviously, average sales price could go down if crypto mining is no longer in demand. And the whole goal, though, here is A, is it priced in already? We believe it is. B, gaming has already been declining, so that's not a surprise. And then I guess the third point is that supply constraints easing is something we are more keen on in terms of our semiconductor positions. And we don't believe, according to management and some of the under the hood activities of management, such as inventory purchase obligations being up greater than 30% sequentially, that's a risk right now into the Q3, which is when Ethereum's proof of stake is expected.
Okay. And I'm glad you touched on gaming, because there's so many different areas, right? From software and chips and systems, automotive. These were some of the things you were noting, Hatem. So as you look going forward, and there were things you liked, the buybacks, the dividend, the organic growth projections here for this company. Where do you see it going, Hatem, when you look at where this is headed? Because today at 160 is a far cry from the 346 high. Where do you see this stock going and why?
Well, I think, listen, they're being crushed like every tech company. And this is why, if you're an investor who's looking at real numbers and names, and you're looking at a company like Nvidia and you're saying, wow, this is for once I can buy this stock at a 30 forward PE, which I haven't seen in a long time. Their capital allocation plans are pretty good. I think they're going to do a $5 billion purchase program. And then obviously they keep investing in this omniverse. They keep investing in a lot of these kind of really high growth areas that really we can't quantify just yet. So if you think about the data center spend, which we know, but if you think about anything beyond that, like automotive, right? Like the Nvidia is big in self-driving and so forth. That's a market that we don't know how big is going to be, but it's one of the highest growth markets that we can see. So I think at these prices, you want to own Nvidia and really kind of, hope for the best for the short term, but long term, you're going to do well.
Okay, and Beth, what are your final thoughts here? As you don't see any slowdown in the data center right now. FANG companies have been slowing hiring, but that's not an issue at this point with your big picture. So what's the final? I mean, when you look at semis overall, is the group a buy? Is it more about Nvidia?
We like semiconductors as a group, and we like Nvidia as a leader. And I agree with Hatem that there's many segments that are going to carry this company into 2023 and 2024. Automotive was very low growth in the last quarter. It's expected to greatly accelerate into a meaningful inflection point Q3, Q4, and then professional visualization was up triple digits. There's so many segments coming into this company that I guess the near-term headwinds around crypto mining is one that we're willing to ride out for those reasons.
Yeah. Thank you both very much. Beth Kindig, CEO, Lead Tech Analyst, IO Fund, and Hatem Diab, Managing Partner at Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management. Thank you both very much. Let's go.